Hold on, y'all. We are just getting started. Hold up. Alrighty. Okay. What's good, everybody? Can y'all hear me? Hello, hello, hello. I always want to make sure my audio is good. I just need one person. One person just say yes so you can hear me. Yep. All right. Perfect. Thank you, Kogi. I appreciate it. All right. Loud and clear. Awesome. Awesome. What's good, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. This is gonna be a little bit more of a quick stream. I know for like last week we went for like almost 4 hours. We're not doing that again. But I definitely wanted to stream this week because Agenda Piece is back in full swing with this chapter. Now that we're officially done with the Brook flashback, which honestly, I'm not even mad at the Brook flashback. It's not really like it wasn't a bad flashback in my opinion. I'd say it's probably on the weaker end of all the flashbacks Oda has done. It's not inherently bad. I just think it was very off place. Like, does that make sense? Like, I think this would have made a lot more sense, in my opinion, at least, uh when Brook first started to swing at Gunko during when they fought each other, rather than placing this smack dab in the middle of Emu versus Loki. Like it just that was very jarring, in my opinion. I don't know why Oda decided to go that route, but whatever. I'm all for it. I like Brook. We love Brook pieces on this channel. So, yeah, it was overall it was an okay flashback. I'll definitely take more Brook lore. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for letting me know you can hear me. The flashback interrupted the pacing. Should have happened earlier. Yeah, it really should have. It really should have. I genuinely think all this should have occurred when Brook started to throw hands with Gunko. I it just feels really off. And I think that's why a lot of people like bash this flashback a lot. Like I said, I don't think it's bad. I think it's really cool that Brook just suddenly gets more lore for him. Because honestly, like his stuff with Laboon was fine, like the stuff with his old pirate crew and Laboon, like that's all good. But to see Brook as a kid, very nice, very nice. But moving on, yeah, like I said, Agenda Piece is back in full swing. Back in full swing. We're finally done with the Brook flashback, and I think it's hilarious. Personally speaking, I think it's hilarious that Brook is like, "Hey, y'all, I need your help," and all the Straw Hats are gearing up to like somehow break Shuri slash Gunko's body out of the ice. Like, was it not stated? Was it not stated that uh fucking Ragnar's ice was like unbreakable? So very curious to see how they pull this shit off, man. Like, this will be very controversial if the weaker Straw Hats somehow break through the ice. Like, I don't think it's gonna happen, but it would be very funny, very very funny. I don't think we see the full flashback. Yeah, that'd be cool. I guess Oda wanted to set it up. yeah, like the Brook, like overall, like I said, the Brook flashback is fine. Like it's not the best flashback, but I don't mind getting more Brook content. Like I feel like out of all the Straw Hats, he has like the least amount of like information about him before the flashback. So him getting more, I'm cool with it. I'm very, very cool with it. But like I said, this is very funny to me because I don't really understand how these guys are supposed to do it. Jinbei's not doing shit. Jinbei has been a glorified firefighter since the start. I don't think Zeus is strong enough to break the ice. I don't think Frankie's gonna do it. I don't think Usopp's gonna do it. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be like a giant team attack and somehow that's gonna do it. I have no clue. Maybe Emu like does some crazy shit and it ends up breaking on, you know, just from collateral damage. I don't personally know. But the fact is that the Straw Hats are going to try to break Ragnar's ice, and that's going to be a huge discussion if they actually pull it off. Because a lot of people were upscaling Loki, saying, "Oh, what are you gonna do against Loki when he freezes you with Ragnar's hammer?" It's if the weaker Straw Hats can get through him, that's gonna be a very moot point, a very drastic downscale for Loki. And here we have Luffy. Thank God he's finally done munching on food. It has been for fucking ever. Loki has been holding it down like a G against Emu 1v1, and Luffy's been scarfing his face. So, so now Luffy's like, he's my enemy. I'm overflowing with strength. Right now, I can't see anyone beating me. Okay, guys. People try to like hard defend Luffy on this and be like, yeah. I saw someone say, you're underestimating the person who defeated Kaido. Oh my days, man. I'm sorry. Y'all gotta let Kaido go, bro. Y'all gotta really let Kaido go. All right, Kaido is not Emu, guys. Let's really think about this for a second. All right, stop bringing up Kaido. That shit does not mean anything right now when you have an objectively stronger person right here. So I'm not trying to hear it. If a shonen main character says they don't feel like they can lose right before about to throw hands with like one of the final villains of the story before the final arc, they're somehow going to lose within the next couple of chapters. It's going to be bad. In my opinion, this is going to be Kaido round 2 all over again. And this is not Kaido round 2. This is going to be Kaido round 1 all over again. Luffy's going to get some great shots in. He's going to get some amazing shots in on Emu. It's going to look spectacular. And then Emu's going to be like, that was pretty cool. And then he's going to smack Luffy to like all across Elbaf. That's what I think is going to happen, in my opinion. We'll get more into it later once we reach the final panel. I just don't think Luffy's going to do it right now, guys. I've seen so many people. First of all, anytime someone like says anything negative about Luffy, you have a bunch of like these rubber riders coming in through the cracks being like, you're underestimating Luffy. Y'all just hate Luffy. No, y'all just can't handle criticism. Y'all think that the main character is actually going to win right now. I've seen people actually say Emu is going to get taken out of the story in Elbaf. He's going to get kicked out of Elbaf. I just don't believe that's going to happen, guys. I don't believe it's going to happen. Let's see what we've got here in the comments. One thing I want to say is Luffy is implied to be way stronger than he's ever been. Yes, he has scarfed a shit ton of food, and Luffy's saying like, you know, he's at top game right now, which I still think sucks that he needs to fucking have prep time food to reach that point. But that's, you know, that's another conversation for another day. But yes, Luffy is definitely, there's no arguing that Luffy is at peak form right now. All cylinders are running. He is at full strength. Full strength. Kaido and Kid will be top 5 EOS. You know what? I'm always down for a nice Kid fan. I'm always down for good Jika upscale, man. Kaido is still alive. What's good, Fatima? It's good seeing y'all. Is it stronger Luffy or just full power Luffy? I'm pretty sure it's okay. So I'm pretty sure this is full power Luffy. I wouldn't say it's like necessarily stronger Luffy. he is okay. So he is saying he's overflowing with strength. All right. So you can argue this is a stronger version of Luffy, possibly, but he hasn't necessarily done anything outside of just eating food, which is why, in my opinion, I would much rather lean towards a full power Luffy. Right. He hasn't trained at all in Elbaf. He hasn't he hasn't done anything like in particular in Elbaf to essentially grant him more strength. All right, outside of maybe like actually listening to Gabon and saying, "Hey, be careful about how you use your hockey." Like you could make an argument for that, maybe, but like he hasn't done anything to like increase his power, if that makes sense. Like this isn't downplay to Luffy. He's definitely at peak game right now. Is what I'm saying making sense, guys? Like he's definitely at peak game. I just don't know if I would say he's stronger than he was like at the start of the arc. I don't know. Emu continues to make me laugh. I'm not gonna lie. This man he's really like he's not even trying to be funny. He just is kind of funny. He's like, "What are you doing trying to go after these kids, bro? Like leave these kids alone." He's like, "What are you talking about? It worked last time. It worked 800 years ago, bro. Like we're just gonna repeat the like we're just gonna keep doing the same plan." Emu is unintentionally a very funny character. The way he's just so blank faced about it. He's so matter of fact about everything he says. He's like, "Yeah, man, it worked last time, so I don't really understand why we wouldn't do it again." Like Emu is growing on me a lot. I like him so much more now that they're not a blob. Like I think he's seeing his actual expressions, seeing him actually like get in the like start to get his hands dirty a little bit. I think that's making me like his character a lot more. And I just like how he speaks about like the rest of like the beings in the world. He's like, "Oh, no one's gonna change their nature even after a couple centuries. Like, as long as we take control of your kids, y'all are fucked. Y'all are basically my slaves already." Like he's not even trying to like be disrespectful. He's just stating like a fact. Like to him, all he's stating is just a fact. It's not like Enel, where like Enel is like he's boasting his strength. Enel's like, I can't be defeated. All I gotta do is just get rid of this rubber person and I'm good. Like, no, Emu is just he's speaking as if everything he's saying is just true. And I think I kind of like that in my villain. In a villain. Like he's just like, yeah, this is the law of the world. And I'm the one in charge. I'm big dog. You can't really tell me anything different. Because like I'm basically God. I kind of like that. I think it's a better difference between him and Enel, because Enel just kind of flaunted his power and that's how he gained control. Meanwhile, like Emu, he's kind of just playing around a little bit, but he's not like none of his expressions really like let you know like, oh, he's how do I put it? None of his expressions that we've seen so far since the start of his fight with Loki has been like, "Yeah, man, I'm flexing my power here. I'm showing you why I'm the strongest." Like he's just doing it. He's just kind of handling business right now. And so, final panel. Okay, like I said, we're gonna talk about it. Luffy comes in, base Luffy. All right, comes in. Emu sees the punch coming. And he got a little sweat. He got a little sweat right here. I don't mind a little sweat scaling, brother. I don't mind a little sweat scaling. Sweat scaling is very funny. He got a little sweat mark. He's got a little exclamation point. He sees Luffy come in with a big ol' it looks like a rifle. Oh no. When it's rifle, he twists his arm. So this is just kind of like a long punch, a long pistol. He comes in. Giant pistol on Emu, because we already know Emu's huge as fuck, and Emu takes that shit full, like it lands cleanly. This is the most clean, one of the cleanest punches ever. A lot of people are saying this is like a comparison to Charlos back in Sabaody, which I can definitely see that to be the case. I mean, like Emu is like the main celestial dragon. He is the celestial dragon, you know what I mean? So I can definitely see this being like an homage to what happened with Charlos. Yeah, this is, I don't think anyone's gonna argue that Luffy's using Conqueror's Hockey here. Big old black lightning and everything. I wish it was more distinct most of the time, but yeah, this is, he's Conqueror coding, giant pistol, Emu takes some damage, coughing up blood. I know people are automatically running away with this like crazy, and I just want to say flat out, like, don't believe the hype. Do not believe the hype, guys. Like, this is not, anytime people are critical about Luffy, people just get really like antsy, being like, "Oh, you're just underestimating him. Luffy's come a long way." Yeah, I know that. Like, I know Luffy's come a long way. We all read the same story. That doesn't make him the strongest right now, guys. Doesn't make him the strongest right now. He landed that hit on Emu, and now we have like shortener's chapter where we're just waiting for the next couple chapters to release and to find out like what exactly this is gonna like mean. I personally just don't think Emu's done. I feel like people are like, oh, we're if this is base Luffy, right? If this is base Luffy right here, just imagine what's gonna happen when he uses Gear 5. Just imagine like X, Y, and Z. Just Emu, like Luffy's top one. Emu, like oh, he's like, I'm just seeing a bunch of it, and I just need y'all to stop. This is when Agenda Piece is kind of like at its peak when it comes to like the reactionary cliffhangers, because it's not my first rodeo. I've seen it. You have seen it. There are so many moments where Luffy looks amazing, amazing at the start of the fight, and then we come back a couple chapters later, and this nigga got his ass beat either off screen or he's just getting ragdolled for everyone to see later. We've seen it so many times. We've seen it with Kaido, round 1 and round 2. We've seen it with Kaido. Kaido comes in, Luffy is wailing on Kaido, pissed off. He's looking studly. Kaido is just eating it all, and then Thunderbogwa, Luffy's on his ass. We've seen it with round 2. Luffy, he gains advanced Conqueror's Hockey. All right, he is landing. I'll actually go to the chapter just to really like emphasize. I'll go to the actual chapter. That's 10 10 10. Yeah, we'll just go to it. Chapter 10 10, real quick, just to really emphasize it. Luffy looks studly. He gets back up. He's unlocked a new power, or he's shown a new level of strength. He's looking clean. He's looking saucy, piecing him up. And then we go to like 2 chapters later, and Luffy got like knocked out. He got knocked the fuck out. And then like we go and let's go all the way just to kind of emphasize it. It's happened too many times, guys. I don't expect Emu to be any different. We're so early in the final saga, right? Like the big wars that are taking place right now, or the big battles that are going to be taking place later with the red-haired pirates, with the Blackbeard pirates, revolutionaries, all that stuff. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen the way you think it is right now. For at least some of you guys. Some of you guys really think that Emu's gonna lose. Here, I've genuinely seen those takes. People like legit say that Emu's gonna lose completely in Elbaf. I don't believe it. If Emu has to take off from Elbaf, it's probably because of like the nerf. Well, the supposed nerf. I want to make that very clear. The supposed nerf he has of leaving Mary Joa, whenever he leaves Mary Joa, he gets fucked up. What is going on with my internet? It's never been this slow. The hell? Come on. Oh my god. What is going on? There you go. There you go. Come on. I'm pretty sure it's 10:13. Yeah. This always happens, is what I'm saying. I don't really think that Luffy's gonna do anything here. Luffy looks super studly against Kizaru, right? We all know that. Base Luffy comes in, cuts off Kizaru from speaking. Then he gets sunned. Like, I don't expect this to be any different. You can definitely say Luffy is at like top form right now. I just don't think it's gonna matter in the long run. What the hell? Yo, the Sabo fans have decided to ruin my internet. There you go. We've seen this happen plenty of times, guys, is what I'm saying. Luffy, after a full night's rest, and he ate a bunch of food beforehand, he looks amazing against Kizaru. I remember when this chapter dropped, and people were saying, look at how he's pushing back Kizaru. Look how he's doing this. This is only base Luffy. Kizaru's not ready. Kizaru's not ready. And then, like, Kizaru just bullies him in Luffy's second fastest form and kicks that man off the island into the fucking the light shield of Egghead. It's not gonna work out the way you think it does. This has happened way too many times. Way too many times for me to think that Oda is just going to let Emu, the most hyped up villain in the story outside of Blackbeard, to get done like this. I don't think so. Let me read some comments. I think it'd be a situation where stamina can be an issue here. I don't think stamina is going to be an issue because Luffy has. There's no way. Okay, if stamina becomes an issue for Luffy right here, after he just spent like a shit ton of chapters just scarfing down food, and then says he doesn't feel like anyone can beat him right now. Luffy's a bum. Luffy's a bum without food, and it's gonna piss me off even more. I just don't think so. It's too early for Emu to lose. Exactly. I don't think Emu's losing. I don't think Emu is losing right now. You saw the Supergirl movie? I did see the Supergirl movie. It was a 7 out of 10. It didn't blow me away like the main Superman movie, but I think it did its job. I think a lot of people are being very harsh to the movie though. Kaido would beat Kizaru, honestly. I'm not even getting into that. Silent fans using their Wi-Fi hockey against you because you made fun of their king. I'm telling you, that's what they did. That's what they did because I've never had a stream, where my internet has ever like done that. And then all of a sudden I make a few posts about Sabo on Father's Day, and then my internet goes screwy. It's definitely the Sabo fans. Some people have genuinely said Luffy broke Kizaru's arm. No way, son. No way people actually thought that. That's actually ridiculous. That's actually crazy. Guys, do we validate Cole Shanks over Emu take? Fuck no, we don't. There's no. No, we do not. No, we do not. What sense does that make? Like for Shanks to just be stronger than the guy who's been who won 2 world wars and fought Joy Boy and has been the ruler of the world for 800 years. That makes no sense. Some 40-year-old like homeless man is somehow stronger than an 800-year-old devil. I don't believe that. No, not at all. Luffy and Loki will beat Emu, which will prove Blackbeard is the final villain. I could definitely see a Loki and Luffy team up. I can definitely see that. I don't think Luffy's going to be handling this alone. But I don't know if it's going to be a flat out stomp, because if we look back at Loki versus Emu, Loki has been getting thrashed, all right? It's a testament to his strength that he's even like being able to get up against Emu. But Loki has been getting dogged by Emu this entire time. They're like the only time like Loki looked like really dominant was just when he got that hit off on him while Emu was reminiscing about Joy Boy. I don't really see how like any I don't see how Loki is going to be doing like anything else outside of what he's done now. Like he has his hybrid form. Let me make that very clear. Loki hasn't yet to use his hybrid form, which we know he can do based off what happened against Harold. But Loki has been getting dogged by Emu this whole time. He has not like done anything that's like really crazy. Emu has been countering him left and right. So he's honestly gonna need to bring out his hybrid form. I think Oda is likely saving that, probably for a Luffy Loki team up against Emu. But yeah, it's not looking good right now for just for Loki against Emu by himself. If Loki and Luffy lose against Emu, who's going to save them? Plot. Plot's gonna save them. That's what's gonna happen. Kanashi. Plot's gonna save them. Um, I think it's generally gonna be Emu is going to beat the brakes off both of them, and then Emu's gonna reach his limit, staying outside of the Holy Land, and then he's gonna go away. I think that's what's gonna happen, in my opinion. It can be entirely different. It can 100% be different. I just think that's probably what's gonna happen. I find it hard to believe Emu is going to lose, especially because this is Emu in the flesh. You know what I mean? We go back to God's Valley. Remember, like fucking Blob Emu tanked like all those attacks from like the old God Valley like powerhouses. Like, nah, son. I find that very hard to believe that Emu's just gonna just Loki and Luffy are enough to take him out. You could say that this is just because of Emu's like magic, and that's the reason why. But I mean, I don't know. It's still technically Emu possessing the body of one of his soldiers of Saturn. I don't know. It's just like when you see Galaxy Impact, Divine Departure, Pandemonium, however the fuck you pronounce Whitebeard's attack, Chalk Hakua, Blast Breath from Kaido, Ikoku Sovereignty from Big Mom, all these big ass attacks, and they just do nothing to Emu. I don't know about all that. I don't know if Luffy and Loki are enough, to be honest. I don't know. Yeah, I agree, Smankle. If that's the case, right? If that's the case of Blob Emu being enough to take, like, you know, he like Blob Emu is the strongest and he can't be touched by any of the by any character, then why would he decide to pull up in person? You know what I mean? Why would he decide to pull up in person? He got frozen in Ragnar's ice. It was just said, fuck it, I'm going there myself now. You know, he just decided to pull up on his own. I just find it hard to believe that Blob Emu is stronger than actual Emu. I think that's kind of silly on Oda's part if he decided to go that route, which I doubt. I highly doubt. And again, we're just seeing Emu for the first time, too. We have to also take that into consideration. We don't know the extent of Emu's bag. We do not. Base Luffy hurting Emu is a Kaido upscale. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's a Kaido upscale. It's a Kizaru upscale. It's a big upscale, like to so many characters. To so many characters. If that's this is what I'm afraid of right here. This is what I'm afraid of. This is why I'm saying don't believe the hype, guys. Because a lot of people are saying, oh, look, Base Luffy's doing all this, you know, this is good upscale for Kaido, this is a good upscale for Kizaru, this is good upscale for every faction for top tiers, by the way. Like, basically every top tier is getting upscaled, right? Because Luffy is most definitely not the strongest right now, all right? Especially when it comes to his fucking base form. Of all forms, you're gonna, like his base form? No. No, not at all. Not in the slightest, right? And this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't believe that this is like actual of a big deal. I think people are just kind of running away with this panel because it's a clean hit. I'm not gonna lie, like it's a clean hit, but that doesn't necessarily mean that like Emu is like done. That Emu is like, oh, he's gonna be scared now that like Luffy's gonna pull up. You know, he's gonna use Gear 5. He's gonna fucking rip Emu in half. Like, you know, like people are really gassing the fuck out of this, and I just don't believe it. I don't believe the hype right now. You know, saying that base Luffy is a Kaido upscale, Kizaru upscale, it's not working. It doesn't work that way, guys. I'm just warning you. I'm trying to warn people to not run away with this. It's happened way too many times in terms of recent arcs. It's happened way too many times where base Luffy starts looking really good and then he ends up losing. Just don't run away with this panel right now. It's just a cautionary, you know, advice. Do not run away with this panel because you might end up looking goofy within the next 2 or 3 chapters. Stabbed, you say? Mihawk upscale? Yes. Beautiful, glorious Mihawk upscale. All roads lead to Blackbeard. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna get into Blackbeard right now because I want to make an actual video on him. But yeah, man. This is gonna be some. I need to talk about Blackbeard and Emu. I definitely need to talk about Blackbeard versus Emu. And listen, I'm doing a lot of PR for Emu right now. I am someone who wants Emu to fail and for Blackbeard to win. I want Blackbeard to be the final villain, personally. I've said that plenty of times in videos and on stream. But I just don't think people should be taking this like super duper seriously. Emu's probably using 25% of his power. Yeah, you know, I think it might be a nerf because of what happened of him leaving Mary Joa. That's entirely possible. Or maybe he's just trolling. There's nothing about Emu versus Loki that has made me believe that Emu is like using his full strength. I think he's honestly just toying with Loki this entire time. I think he might have to turn up once we actually get Loki's hybrid form, because you know we go back to I think it's 1071 or 1072. Or 1171 or 1172. Oh, it was actually the previous chapter. Yeah, let's go back. Because we already know, based off of their fight with each other, that Loki has his hybrid form. We know that. We know that flat out. So Loki has not used his full strength. Luffy is not in Gear 5 right now. So neither of them are using the full capabilities of their strength. But again, what is there? What's been shown that makes you believe Emu is using his full strength? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. What about any of this makes you believe Emu is using their full strength right now? It doesn't make any sense, guys. Like, I find it extremely hard to believe that Oda introduces the literal devil fruit. The literal devil fruit. Let's go back a little bit. I find it very hard for Oda to introduce the literal devil fruit of One Piece, and then Emu just gets he gets baby shaked. You know what I mean? He gets baby shaked right here. Like he has like Emu's presence literally warped like all of Elbaf, like all the surroundings of Elbaf. I just don't believe it, guys. I don't believe it. Let's look at a few comments. Loki getting shown levels by base Luffy. I don't know slightly. I don't know. I feel like the whole discussion with Loki is kind of hard just because we as the audience have yet to see all of his comparisons are just kind of off, if that makes sense. Like being able to kill Holy Knight Herald is huge, but it's like how does Holy Knight Herald compare to like the current top tiers right now? Like is Holy Knight Herald stronger than, you know, Shanks, Mihawk, Akainu, like, you know, Fleet Admiral Akainu? Is he stronger than the old legends? Is he stronger than Roger at his peak? Is he stronger than Whitebeard at his peak? I would argue, no matter what, Holy Knight Herald is on the higher echelon of strength. So it's kind of like Loki should also be on that level too, especially when he hasn't used his hybrid form on screen yet. A lot of people just keep forgetting that Loki has yet to use it. I don't know. I wish that we had a more definitive showing of Loki versus like someone that we know, which is why I really hope Oda shows us Loki versus Shanks. I want to see how Shanks got Loki in those cuffs. I need to see it. I think we all need to see how that got done. All right, because based off all the hype that Loki was given, the fact that even Emu was just like, how the fuck did someone kill Herald? That's a man on the like a ancient giant on the same level as Rocks. Then you give him 20 years to get stronger, and then you give him a Holy Knight seal, and then he's gotten so much stronger in comparison. He's gotten so exponentially stronger, and then Loki still ends up killing him. That's an insane feat, insane upscale. Even like again, even Emu was like, how the fuck did someone even pull that shit off? Emu couldn't fucking believe it, bro. Emu could not believe. He was like, how did someone beat Harold? Like, Emu didn't believe it. So I don't know. I just wish we got like some way of like actually measuring Loki properly, because we can't really get anything off of we can't get anything off of Emu right now, because Emu's kind of just been dogging Loki this entire time. We can't get anything off of Shanks, because even though, you know, we're told Shanks defeated Loki, how? Like, what did Shanks do in that short period of time to make him grow so much stronger than Loki? Because I think we can all agree, during this period of time, Loki is definitively above Shanks during the flashback with Harold. I think we can all agree on that. So then you have to ask yourself, how the fuck did Shanks get that much stronger in that short amount of time if he just blatantly just bullied Loki and put some chains on him? You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but Loki clears the old gen. Emu and Oda glazed him too much. I agree. I think, okay, I'm leaning towards Loki being over the old gen, especially with the killing of Harold. It's just like, I wish we had something a little bit more tangible. Like, I wish we see him like fight like someone from the old gen that's not like Harold. I don't know. It's hard. I guess it's just kind of hard. Nah, but Emu definitely has to try now. I agree. If hybrid Loki and Gear 5 Luffy pull up on Emu, yeah, Emu's gonna have to put in a little bit more effort than what he's doing right now. Loki, Harold, rest of the old gen individually, I'm not mad at it. I'm really not mad at it. I believe Shanks didn't beat him in a fair one-on-one. I kind of believe that too, and I'm not even saying that as a Shanks hater. I'm not saying that as a Shanks hater. I just don't think, based off everything we're seeing, what did Shanks do to get that strong? You know, we see Gabon and Shanks 2v1 Holy Knight Herald, and they could not do shit. Gabon was like, "Yeah, man, we just gotta leave that shit to Loki because there's nothing for us to really do here." And then Loki actually does it. He actually ends up killing Herald, and it's just like, how the fuck did Shanks get that much stronger in such a short period of time? Especially for giants, because giants age way slower in comparison to regular humans. So like was Shanks like in the fucking hyperbolic time chamber? Like what did he do? That's why I don't really care if Shanks defeated Loki like 1v1. Like if he did, then it's just consistent with what the story has presented, right? With what we currently have been presented with. But the way Oda has glazed Loki within the flashback and then just within the arc of Elbaf itself, it's so incredibly hard to think that, yeah, giant black dragon with some of the best hockey in the series, one of the best weapons in the series, like has the same devil fruit as the rival of Joy Boy, and probably has one of the strongest hybrid forms in the verse, ends up losing to Shanks because better hockey. Like, that's so lame to me, in my opinion. It kind of makes me hate hockey more. Just like, if that's the answer, if it's just gonna be Dragon Ball Z where whoever has the higher power level wins, I'm gonna be like actually upset by that. Because on paper, Shanks should not have beat Loki in a 1v1, in my opinion, based off everything that's presented to us. But if it's genuinely true, 100% true, that Loki ended up beating, like Shanks ended up being Loki, I don't personally care. I don't think it makes much sense, but I will definitely take what Oda has stated, you know? And then from there, we're moving forward with Shanks is above the old gen. We're taking the Mihawk upscale, obviously. Every other relevant top tier in the verse gets upscaled from this. Like, Loki is the bridge between the current generation and the old generation. So anyone who's above Loki should technically be above the old generation. Am I making sense there? Dude, all that shit doesn't matter. Shanks has Joy Boy level hockey. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Shadow, but no, he doesn't. He does not have Joy Boy level hockey. I'm sorry. Okay, he has Joy Boy level hockey. If you want to take Dory and Brogy as your source, he has Joy Boy level hockey. 100%, guys. Shanks has Joy Boy level hockey if you want to take Dory and Brogy as your source. Even though that the statement itself wasn't even like like they weren't even saying like, oh man, like that, like it's soup, it's just on the same level, it's equal, like that's not even what they said. Was that even stronger than Red Hair's? There was no hostility to it. Like, they're literally questioning if that was stronger than Shanks's hockey. It's like, I don't even understand that. All right. And then they're saying there was no hostility to it because we know hockey has emotions like attached to it, right? So when Shanks is like popping off his hockey, he actually like is like using like a dominant force. Like he is exuding like hostility towards people. We saw that when he entered Whitebeard's ship and he said, "Hey man, I'm sorry, I just get a little antsy stepping on board an enemy ship. I can't help but do this." All right. We've seen him do it to Green Bull where he's showing hostility. All right. There's no hostility to Joy Boy's hockey. And they're questioning if it was stronger than Shanks's hockey. All right. I need people to truly stop saying Shanks has Joy Boy hockey. All right. You keep misinterpreting what is actually said. And it's so frustrating. It's not true. It's literally not true. How does someone ask, was that even stronger than Red Hair's? There was no hostility to it. How do you take that and be like, yeah, Shanks is equal to Joy Boy? I don't understand. I don't understand. And I'm sorry if I'm coming off a little too strong. Shadow, is that how you pronounce? I didn't read your. Yeah, Shadow 57. I'm not coming strongly on you per se. I always want to have like a nice environment when I'm doing streams, so I'm not here to like bash you and make you feel bad. Uh, I just disagree based off of like the actual statement that's made. I don't understand how people come to the conclusion that Shanks is equal to Joy Boy when it comes to hockey. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. It just it doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like I feel like people just might not be reading the same story as me. Sometimes when like they say stuff like this, I don't know. I don't personally know. Again, it's no hate towards you, brother. It's no hate. I just don't see it as uh Shanks equals Joy Boy hockey. How does one come to that conclusion is beyond me. Okay, we're good, we're good. No, that's fine. I was quoting someone else. No worries, big dog. No worries, big dog. No worries, Shadow. I just want to make it clear. I don't understand. Like, I'm glad we're doing this on stream so everyone can see it. Because this doesn't even need to be like an actual video. Like, I feel like Shanks fans just ran away with the statement and they just keep telling people that Shanks has Joy Boy hockey when he doesn't. Like, he literally doesn't. Like, there's nothing about the story that says that. There's no statement in an SBS. There's no VV card. There's nothing. They compared it to Shanks because Shanks is, they call Shanks the chief of Elbath. All right, that's what they literally do. Dorian Broggie literally listened to Shanks. Like we saw that during the battle with Kid. So it's like I don't really understand how people like use Dorian Broggie as like a fact. Be like, oh yeah, like the statement itself doesn't even say that. But yeah. Is that big fella? You damn right I missed you, stupid. Glad to see you again. They're gonna give that up when Mihawk gets a statement on how strong his hockey is compared to Shanks. Honestly, a lot of people are scared of Mihawk. A lot of people are scared of Mihawk. Shit, people. Anytime someone who hates Mihawk sees Mihawk getting anything or getting any like relevant comparisons, they just want to throw Vista in. We don't have to worry. When you're a Mihawk fan, you don't have to worry because Zoro exists. Point blank. Period. Zoro exists. It's just not. Shout out you, bro. I fuck with your vids. Oh, thank you, Taj. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I hate Shanks' guts, but his fans they generally take out their brain and their eyes when Shanks is on screen, and it gets my blood boiling. I agree, Fatima. I agree. I agree. But this isn't about Shanks right now. I do agree. Like I said, I do agree with the fact that Loki should be above the old generation, just given everything we know about Harold. Like Harold was 100% on the level of Rocks. We know that for a fact. Like, okay, how did I put this? It's flat out stated at the end of it's flat out stated at the end of God's Valley that all the pirates at God's Valley got stronger for like 10 to 20 years afterwards. I think the only one you can really give 20 years to is honestly Kaido, considering the fact he was the youngest. But they say, yeah, 10 to 20 years after God's Valley, everyone reached their prime. All right. This should still like go into Harold as well. I don't really see why this wouldn't apply to Harold. We already know Harold is still extremely active because he's working for the world government. He's carrying out missions for the world government. So I don't really see. Here we'll go to the chapter real quick. We'll go to the chapter. I think it's 10. I think it's 1166. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 1166. Fucking Fucking Garling, bush camper Garling. Um, no, it's 1167. My apologies, 1167. Just to really emphasize it with like the scaling and everything like that. So, like I said, this is like the statement of all the God's Valley characters getting stronger and reaching their prime within 10 to 20 years. It should still apply. It should still clearly apply to Harold. We know he's still active, right? So if Harold is, if you wanted to say that Rox was 100% and Harold was 99%, I don't really care. I don't really care. I think they're honestly equals with each other back when it was shown when they fought. Both of them didn't want to fight each other. They were both conflicted, but it was just, it is what it is on that one. If you want to say one of them was stronger than the other when they fought, it's negligible. It's a very negligible difference between the two of them back during the God's Valley flashback. But Harold has been active for 20 plus years. Okay, he should be above Rox, point blank period, by this time. And then you give him the fucking seal from Emu. That is another huge stack in strength. So at this point, in my opinion, Harold should definitely be he should be like one of the strongest beings in the verse. I feel like he should be above people like Whitebeard and Roger, personally. I think it makes sense if he was already relative to Whitebeard and Roger, unless Whitebeard and Roger had like huge like growth rates, like Roger, Whitebeard, Garp, Sengoku, all those guys. Unless they had way faster growth rates than Harold somehow, which is not implied at all in the story. At least nothing really tangible is implied to be that case. Then yeah, like I don't really see how Harold wouldn't be stronger than these guys explicitly once he gets the seal from Emu. Love Del Toro's. How you're funny. I don't know what I said. That was like really funny. There's no way Green Bull has a black plate. How did this become a Green Bull discussion? We just need order to confirm Rox's age and the grade of his sword, Eclipse. It's probably a Supreme Grade blade anyway, but still. I'm pretty sure it's a Supreme Grade blade. 100%. I think so. Quick question, Plur. Does Aokiji's 10th Titan captain title make him a captain? Yeah, he is a captain of the Blackbeard Pirates. He just isn't the weakest commander. I know some people like, you know, they go, he's just the 10th commander. He showed up late, but he's most definitely not the weakest commander. But he is a captain of one of Blackbeard's fleets. I'm all for Emu getting the hands. I mean, he can't be invincible forever, but that angle, I mean, like Emu's getting the hands right now, but like, let's be honest, this is not the end of Emu. Whatever happens in Elbaf is not the end of Emu. Because essentially, let's for the sake of an argument, let's say for the sake of an argument, because a lot can change in between right now and to the end of the story. But let's just say for the sake of argument that Luffy just baby shakes the hell out of Emu, right? Beats the brakes off this man right now and sends him packing, right? By the time we reach by the time we reach the end of the story to the final battle, wouldn't that just mean that like Luffy is just going to no-diff Emu by that point? Maybe there might be some extra circumstances. Maybe there might be like some powerful magic spell that Emu has that will grant him like super duper strength. Who knows? But I mean, if we really want to take this at face value and say that base Luffy right now is stronger than Emu, then like Emu's not really a threat, is he? But again, I highly doubt that to be the case when Oda literally introduces the devil fruit to the story. I find that hard to believe. The guy that defeated Joy Boy 800 years ago, like Luffy is the second coming of Joy Boy. He beat Joy Boy last time. I don't know, guys. I don't think that to be the case. Even Luffy, when he sees the here, let me go to 22. Luffy is in awe. 1122. he is in awe of what Joy Boy's Haki like was. He couldn't believe what he saw. He was like, "What the hell is that? Like, that's Supreme King Haki. That's Conqueror's Haki. Like, we've never seen Haki expand that far before." I just don't think it's the case that like Luffy is going to win this shit. I don't think that him and Loki together are gonna do it. It's gonna be hard if they can push back Emu, if they can actually do it. But again, if Gear 5 Luffy and Hybrid Loki are needed to push back Emu, that just goes to show you again that Emu is still above the two of them individually. Like, if it really does play out that way, where Hybrid Loki and Gear 5 Luffy need to work together to push back Emu, no matter what, that's still Emu upscale. I just don't think that to be the case. I don't think it's going to be the case where Luffy's going to just solo dolo Emu and just say, fuck off, leave Elbaf now. Like, yeah, like a villain's just supposed to do that. Like, yeah, all right. When Oda wants to cook with the SBS, he cooks, but there are some dumb questions that shouldn't be there. 100%, Crystal. 100%. I'm still waiting to know more about this nameless admiral that Rocks killed, but apparently we're just never going to get that information. Ever. I really wish that Oda would actually answer certain questions in the SBS, because he's not going to answer them in the story. All right? I gave up on stuff like that ever since he decided to just not tell us what happened during the Rocky Port incident. I always thought we were actually going to get like an actual flashback to the Rocky Port incident, and no, we're just never going to get that. Oda just decided to just make it an SBS instead. So I'm hoping Oda actually decides like, hey, let me just start actually answering some questions, like some relevant questions, rather than just dear reader, you want to know if Jinbei's dick is blue? The answer, yes. Like, I can't believe he did that. To anyone who does not know, that's an actual thing. that was an actual SBS question that got answered recently. I couldn't believe my eyes. To be fair, Emu hack stiffs everyone but Loki and Luffy, it seems. Yeah, he hack stiffs them, but I mean, we clearly saw like Loki getting baby shaked, all right? Like, just because Emu's like Domi Reversi powers don't work on Loki and Luffy, I mean, we clearly saw it doesn't really matter. Like, like Luffy, sorry, Emu doesn't have to use his hacks powers. He just does because he just cleans them up real quick. But we clearly see like Loki's getting like baby shaked. Base Loki, by the way. I always want to give Loki that grace. It's still base Loki, but I don't know. It's just eh. It's eh. It's eh. Like I think the whole point of my stream for today is just like I'm seeing a lot of people just run away with this panel, and we just gotta pump the brakes. I know a lot of y'all have been starving because Agenda Peace has been on break since we started the Brook flashback, but some of y'all gotta calm down. Akainu's backstory is going to be in an SBS. Oh man, I hope not. I truly hope not. I doubt it, considering that we got Kizaru, and we got a little bit of Kizaru during Egghead, and then we also got some of Kuzan's during Egghead. I highly doubt we're gonna get Akainu's backstory in an SBS, but that would be crazy if it did happen in SBS. Oh my god. We need to know why Domi Reversi doesn't work on Loki and Luffy. It's probably because of like, I think it might be like maybe soul hacks or something like that. Maybe like I'm not quite sure. There is something special about it though, because I can understand why Luffy wouldn't be affected because he's like the antithesis of Emu. I can definitely understand that, but for Loki to have also that special trait is kind of crazy. Do you think there's any source or evidence that Whitebeard achieved his World's Strongest Man pirate title while Harold was still alive and sailing the seas? Well, it was said before the Great Pirate Era even started. I believe it was a VV card statement. I don't know if it was an SBS. I believe it was a VV card statement for Whitebeard that said he gained his title of the World's Strongest Man before the Great Pirate Era. So if you want to take that, if you want to use that as fuel to say that Whitebeard is still over Harold, you could go that route. I'm not really mad at it. I just think that Harold should be above everybody once the depth seal comes in. Because I think we can all agree when it comes to like characters like Roger, Whitebeard, Garp, Son Goku, like when it comes to all these bigger names, right? They can all beat each other's ass on a good day, right? I think we can all agree on that. It's like all of them are giving each other extreme diff fights. And I think if Rox was alive, it would be the same deal. But the thing is, Harold is basically just a giant version of Rox. So I think Rox is a good stand-in for that. If you want to say that Whitebeard got stronger than Harold, and that's why, and he's still like called the world's strongest man, I think that's entirely fine. But no one in history truly knows that Harold got the depth seal from Emu. It's not that's not public knowledge. That's not public knowledge at all. So Harold should still be above Whitebeard, in my opinion. This should definitely place him, there's no way to tell. Like we don't know if it's twice as strong, 3 times, there's no multiplier. We don't know. I'm just saying this should definitively put Harold above Whitebeard. Does that make sense? Like, I don't mind Prime Beard over Harold. I really don't mind Prime Beard over Harold. I just think that if Harold and Prime Beard fought each other, I think that it's going to be extreme diff. Because again, there's nothing implied that we know of that would say that, yeah, Harold got weaker. Like we know it, he did it. It's literally the fact that Emu himself couldn't even fathom Harold dying as a Holy Knight tells you that how strong Harold was. All right, like it's. I think Harold versus Prime Beard, Harold versus Roger, Harold versus Garp, all these are extreme diff fights. If you want to say that those guys are stronger than Harold, fine. I don't personally care. I just think that the depth seal definitely puts Harold above those guys at that point. Sorry, I'm sipping on coffee. That's why I don't take the Roger is a fraud stuff seriously. The God Valley flashback made him look bad compared to Garp in terms of strength at the beginning, but Garp never captured him in spite of that. That's one thing I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how people called Roger a fraud. Like that to me never made a lick of sense. Cause like, just because he's being goofy doesn't mean anything. Like we clearly saw how the beauty of Shakuyaku didn't just affect solely Roger. It affected everybody. It affected Whitebeard. It affected Rox. It affected if everyone was horny for Shakuyaku. So people like trying to use that as a say like, oh, Roger was a fraud this whole time. He literally wasn't. Like, how does Rox is literally suffering. He's crying. He's begging to be put down, and he puts his faith in that to Roger and Garp. If that's the case, if Roger's a fraud, what sense would that make? You know what I mean? Like, Rox is definitively stronger than he's ever been, like in his whole life because of the Domi Reversi. And he's begging Rox and he's begging Roger and Garp to put him down. Why would Rox put his faith in a bunch of frauds? we already know Rocks respected Roger and Garp. It's flat out stated in the flashback. Like, he respects both of those two. So it makes zero sense as to why anyone would say that Roger is a fraud during this time period. Like, I don't understand those takes. I mean, Elbaf's length is. I don't think Elbaf's length is bad. Honestly, I think Oda has done a good job, like diversifying like the subjects and everything. Like the God's Valley flashback was a good insert in my opinion. I don't think that the Brook flashback was a good insert. But like that's a story for another day. I think the way that Elbaf has been structured, it's a lot more digestible than say Wano was. Wano felt really bloated, but here we're definitely reaching the climax very soon. Like within the next 5 or 6 chapters, I would argue we're gonna reach the climax of Elbaf relatively soon. And after that's done, then yeah, things are going to start going downhill. And then, the Straw Hats are going to have to leave the island and we're going to, find out a bunch of news like later. I don't think the arc itself has been that bad. Like you could, the length, in my opinion, is fine. The word fraud has lost so much meaning, man. Yeah, I agree, Star Panther, 100%. Isn't Whitebeard's title also because of his destructive fruit? It just referred to him as the strongest man. Yeah, you could definitely say it's because of his fruit. Doesn't change the fact that like Roger fought that dude for 3 days. I highly doubt that it was just like, he was just using his Haki the entire time. They had a Haki clash. Unfortunately, it was on screen. I just don't imagine Whitebeard would just not use his devil fruit against Roger. Like, I don't think it would make much sense to say that. Like, you could definitely say his devil fruit has a part to play in why he's referred to as the world's strongest man, but I don't really think it's a knock against him. I look at just feats. Dami Rocks is way above Holy Knight Herald, which is weird. I don't personally think that. Because again, it's this flat out stated that everyone got like stronger, and that no one reached their primes until like almost 20 years from then, 10 to 20 years from then. I'll go to the chapter. Oh, I'm already on the chapter. So it says, meanwhile, the pirates who scattered to the winds after God's Valley would grow in power over the next decade or two until they reached their primes and became the faces of the era. So I don't think that Dami Reverse Rocks is stronger than Holy Knight Herald because everyone got stronger at this point. That would obviously include Roger and Garp as well. I don't really see how that would be the case. I think only Loki versus Old Whitebeard versus Shanks matters. I think Shanks versus Loki is gonna matter a lot because it's gonna define what like the real scaling of the story. Like Loki versus Shanks is actually a must because by that point, yeah, the new generation surpasses the old generation. Like it's not to say that some of the heavy hitters of the old generation can't compete with the new generation, but if Shanks is really above Loki, like definitively above Loki, like in spite of everything we've seen so far, yeah, like that just means that the top tiers of the newer generation, they're kind of spanking the old generation. Not gonna front. Does that answer the Kaido Odin question? I'm gonna get into that later, Indian Mall. I'm gonna get into that later because I wanted to make a video, an Odin video, and so I'm specifically gonna like tackle this. We're gonna break this down piece by piece, like in terms of like the Odin versus Kaido discussion. I'm not getting into it today on stream. Like I said, I'm saving that for an actual video. So, yeah, we're like, I'll have to answer that another day. Give me 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks. That's when I'm planning on probably releasing that. So, yeah. Does Dragon necessarily have to be strong anyway? I think he does. I think Dragon has to be strong because, I think it would make no sense that like he's not like pulling weight while his literal army is doing all the heavy lifting. I think that would make Dragon like kind of a bitch. I would honestly hate that, to be honest. Dragon has to pop off. He has to. Kaido wins. I answered it. I love you slightly. I love you, buddy. Odin is so fucking underrated. We're not getting into Odin, guys. All right, stop. We're not getting into Odin. We are not getting into Odin. I am saving that for a whole video. All right, we have a lot of information that we need to break down for that. But I'm not getting into Odin today. All right, I'm not doing it. Odin is so underrated. Odin is over. I'm not doing this, guys. Fuck off. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Okay. But all in all, like I said, we kind of just have to wait. We kind of just have to wait and see for the next chapters. In my personal opinion, I think Luffy is about to get some amazing hit. It's gonna look nasty. All right, it's gonna look nasty. Luffy's about to wail on Emu. He's gonna wail on him, and then Emu's gonna be like, "Oh wow, that's crazy. I guess I'm gonna have to try a little bit harder." And then Luffy's gonna get fucking bodied. And then, I think that's what's going to happen. I think Loki's going to step in. He's going to have to use his hyper form. I think they're both about to get spanked. And the only reason why, like, Emu doesn't kill them right then and there is because he can't stay out of Mary Joa for too long. And then he's going to have to transport himself back. I think by the time Sanji and Zoro defeat oh, fuck, can't even remember their names. I can't even remember their names. Oh my god. What are the Holy Knights' names? Somers and oh fuck, what's his name, guys? What's the horse's name? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now. Killingham. His name is Killingham. Thank you. I don't know why his Killingham's name escaped me. Yeah, by the time Zoro and Sanji pack up Killingham, it's probably going to be around the time when Emu is probably going to have to take off. Another thing that's actually crazy is that if Killingham and Somers actually die, we have to remember that is a debuff to Emu. That's a huge debuff to Emu. If Somers and Killingham die right here, he's gonna take damage from that, because we already saw with Harold, like he literally told the Gorosei, don't send anyone else to Elbaf because I can't afford to lose any other knights right now. So if either of them or both of them end up dying to Zoro and Sanji, that's going to be a debuff to Emu. Keep that in mind as well. Keep that in mind. Who be caring about these bombs? I don't personally care about Somers or Killingham like that. But the fact is that they're going to fight Zoro and Sanji. They're going to fight Zoro and Sanji no matter what. That's just a fact. Well, once we leave Elbaf, we're probably going to get an update on everybody. We're going to get an update on Mihawk, Akainu, Shanks, Blackbeard, especially Blackbeard. In fact, I'm pretty sure Blackbeard and the Revolutionaries are going to be going at it with each other, which I'm hoping so, because in a fight between the Blackbeard pirates and the Revolutionaries, I got my money on Blackbeard. And you already know what that means. That means I get another chance to make a video slandering Sabo. Oh, man. Oh, I'm praying. I'm praying for that match, man. I got good money on that match because I'm waiting. I'm just itching. I'm itching for the chance to slander that nigga again, bro. I'm itching for it. Blackbeard, my glorious King Blackbeard. Here, I think it's 11:25. Yeah, my glorious King Blackbeard is wait, no. It's right here. 11:26. Yeah. Yeah. Blackbeard is already making moves against the he has the feet spying on the revolutionaries. If the revolutionaries end up getting jumped by the Blackbeard pirates and Sabo gets his ass beat, son, expect that video. Expect that Sabo video to drop, man. Oh my days, man. We're definitely getting more on Cross Guild, that's for sure. 100%. Which I'm looking forward to because I really want to see Crocodile pop off. It's been too long. I need to see top 15 most popular characters in the story currently get some shine. In case anybody didn't know that, Crocodile made top 15 on the popularity poll. I'm hoping by the time the final results come in that he keeps his spot. I hope Blackbeard invades Wano and gets Pluton. He probably will because of what Caribou said. Caribou spilled the beans about where Pluton's at, which would be a huge increase to Blackbeard stocks, being the only Yonko to have access to an ancient weapon. That would be huge. Huge. I still need that Sanji video, dog. I need Sanji to actually do something. It's kind of just hard juggling between One Piece. I still want to talk about Kagurabashi and Jujutsu Kaisen, and then I'm split between the Absolute universe for DC, especially because Absolute Batman just got his fucking animated series announcement. That's a comic that got some motion, dog. That comic has motion. I ain't never seen something be out for 2 years and be like, yeah, we gotta greenlit this for animated series. I'm split. I'm split right now. I'm split. All right. I'll bite. I'll bite, Smakel. I'll bite. I'll bite. Chapter 199. Oh, Smankle, you're great. Oh, Smankle, you're great. You're great. Oh, Smankle, that's actually amazing. God bless you, Smankle. I ate a lot of meat and I'm itching for a fight. There's no way I can lose. And it's Crocodile round 2. Oh, Smankle. Thank you. Thank you, Smankle. Oh, everyone give some love to Smankle right now, guys. Give some love to Smankle. That was a great shot, Smankle. Great shot. I was like, all right, I'll bite. I'll see what he's cooking. Smankle, you a 5-star chef in the kitchen right now. Nah, that's actually good. That's actually really good. Yo, that's actually really good. I didn't peep that. That's actually funny. I ate a lot of meat. I'm itching for a fight. There's no way I can lose. He's my enemy. I'm overflowing with strength. Right now, I can't see anyone beating me. Oh, Smankle. W Smankle, bro. W Smankle. Oh, man. That's great. That's actually a great parallel. That's an amazing parallel. Yeah, if this is what Oda is calling back to, Luffy's getting packed, bro. He's getting packed bad if this is what's gonna happen. Oh man, I never saw that coming. I reread Alabasta like last year. I totally forgot about this. That's actually amazing. Oh my god, Smankle. Yeah, no. Yeah, if this like I said, if this is what he's referring to, Luffy's losing that shit. Oh wow, he's losing. He's losing bad, bro. Oh wow, man. That's a great observation from you, man. I do appreciate that. Yeah, that's. I'm sorry. I'm seeing people really glaze Luffy right now, saying you're underestimating the guy who defeated Kaido. Like, shut the fuck up, man. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. First off, in what world is Loki going to stop fighting Emu? All right, this is definitely a 2v1 situation right here. And two, it's Emu. He's not. They're not winning. They're not winning. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They're not winning. Yeah, but like I said, I'm gonna call it here right now, guys. I just wanted to get this stream off because agenda piece is back in full swing. I will not be posting a video this week because I'm just gonna be working in the background on a couple other videos and stuff, just to stay ahead of the schedule and not burn myself out trying to get something out on Thursday. But yeah, we will probably be back next week, depending on how stuffed I am after all the barbecue food I'm gonna have for the 4th of July. Yeah, it's I just honestly think we just need to calm down and just wait it out. Don't be reactionary. Not everything needs a reaction. Not everything needs a reaction. You know what I'm saying? Whydo getting his title back? Slightly stop it. You're setting yourself up, man. Set yourself up, brother. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. Trying to bet Kaido against Ibu right now. Don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, great stream. Thank you everybody for pulling up right now. I can't remember if we're gonna get a new chapter next week. If we are, then I'll try to stream again. Just for the reaction. Like I said, I'm not gonna be uploading a video this week because I'm just gonna be working in the background on other videos and just getting those prepped up so that I can kind of release them on a faster pace than usual. But yeah, appreciate everybody for showing up. Please be safe. Have a great day. And yeah. I wish everybody the best. All right, later.